From the 5002, where we rep it true. Cardinal red, black and white, that's our crew. Ballin' hard on the court, scoring touchdowns too. Louisville's finest, we're coming through. Young center pack, freedom, all memories. Gridiron legends, Cardinal legacy. From Muhammad Ali to Lamar Jackson's fleet, we put on for the city, can't you see? Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Derby City flow, Southern hospitality. Slugger feel the church, or we got duality. BB and who, we the real Kentucky. Cars fly together, that's our reality. From the west end to the east, Cardinal pride don't never cease. Throw your wheels up, let them know Louisville's here to run the show. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep them raised to the feeling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, Louisville taking over.
Oh, well, that was tough. Well, that was a bit rough. That wasn't ideal, to say the least. Oh, I know. I do know I'm not on screen yet. Whew, I just got to catch my breath. Oh, man. Whew. I might have to start from the bottom up, good people. I see we deep in the conversation section. We got lovely Lady Lauren in here keeping these YouTube streets safe. Adrian, where you starting at? Zoo was the only one not scared. I'm going to be able to have that conversation about the look of, the possible look of whatever emotion we saw. When you say mistakes, let's try to talk in as few absolutes as possible. Don't say stuff like 0 something. There was no fight. There was some, like when you talk in extremes and absolutes, it sounds too much like emotion. I know you have emotion, but we want to try to keep some logic in here too, so it doesn't turn into just a public venting session. Got to recruit some more physical bigs if he wants to play with the big boys. Let's start right there. I don't think our bigs aren't tough. I don't think they have basic post presence around the basket. They have zero post. Look, I'm talking this, and the first thing I say is zero. They have a very, very limited ability to post, to move. There's very limited feel around the basket. That's a better way to say it. They have very limited feel around the basket. Madefortheville is not developed in duck-ins. He's not developed in duck-ins and using the glass, duck-ins, jump hooks, all those little things like that. He is very, the word I want to use is his skill set is very, let's say, adolescent. It's very, it's very, he hasn't begun to get any kind of post presence. Howard, try not to use words like no. Because listen, he's a little better than he was, so it's not no development, but at this pace, the season will be over before we can utilize Madefortheville really around the basket for any kind of post presence. Right? When you say soft, he's not a soft player. I disagree. Madefortheville is not a soft player, but he's very unschooled. And unschooled makes you look weak. It's like a 45-year-old man versus a 17-year-old. Now, the 17-year-old is has a lot of vitality, but the 45-year-old man knows how to get low and move him out the way. A 45-year-old man can push around an 18-year-old who's stronger because the 45-year-old man knows how to, grind, move, grind, bump, and get position. So the 18-year-old can be tough, but if he doesn't know how to get low, use his stance, how to wall up, that's what. If you listen to the second hour of the show today, all my conversation about Duke was their fundamental defense, how to get low, how to use your body, get you leaning, spinning. Listen, the way Boozer spun and finished, that says we don't have the level of post we don't have the level of post development and post defense to compete with the big time teams. With the rebounding, no, man, they're not soft. They just don't know how to, they don't know how, and they're not held to a standard. Like, if you benched a big for falling down, they would fall down less. If you benched them for not using the glass, and, you know, if they miss bunnies by not using the glass, they'll start using the glass more. So the level of like discipline in the development, I don't think they're soft guys. You've seen Sananda Fru dunk on people, take it strong. You've seen it. But you see it sometimes, and then you see it inconsistently. Not all aspects. We got to be careful with those those words. We are lacking in the listen. You know, when I get mad when somebody barely dunks it or finishes real soft layups, finger rolls, and I get mad and I say, I don't care that you made it. You need to finish it. You need to jump higher, finish harder, because when you play the Dukes, the Arkansas, the Tennessees, the whoever's, when you play against those teams, everything's sped up. So you can't just turn it on when you go to Cameron Indoor Stadium. We're lacking athleticism. HD, I agree with that. Charles, no doubt. But listen, even me, as much as I like to dunk, I used to try to be cool too, until the coaches started explaining you can't be cool in some games and then think you're going to turn it up in the big games. And I think those easy light dunks in the Virginia Techs, in the Pittsburghs, when it doesn't come that easy, you don't finish, you look to get the call, then you get frustrated because you're wondering why it's working for them but not for us. Healamore, yes, we're fundamentally challenged. We're not athletic at all. Well, Kenai Roots is athletic. Michael Brown is extremely athletic. Kobe Rogers is pretty athletic. We have a hell of an athlete sitting on the bench redshirting in Kamara. I think Case and Pryor is more athletic than he's getting credit for, but not extremely athletic. There's like athleticism and functional athleticism. Why didn't KP get any PT at all? See, and I think his experience might, like I said, might help and stuff like this. Like I said, I don't know. Roots still has the flu, apparently. Our rebounding strategy is make sure your man doesn't get it, so we tap it to our own people. When you saw Duke all second half, you saw 3 people fighting over the offensive rebound or the defensive rebound and walking it up the court. Boxing out, going to get the ball, walking it up the court. To the average, I don't want to say average, to a spectator, what looks like quitting or not caring or lack of effort is frustration. Frustration of not understanding why the fundamental why isn't our stuff working? The stuff we did against Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech, why isn't it all working? Because these guys are more athletic, and when you add fundamentally sound, extreme, again, that's the number 5 team in the country. That loss sucked. I talked about it on show today. This is a major litmus test. I don't like it, but I don't make long-term predictions. I don't make absolutes. I say, hey, what do you need to do between now and next game? To me, I make judgments from game to game. He doesn't listen. I know what you're saying, Thomas, but he doesn't look like he's lacking confidence when he's out there. Like I said, if he's doing something in practice that's messing up his time, it is what it is. But he doesn't look like he's lacking in confidence when he's out on the court. I don't think anyone's really like harshly and directly asked him, but I'm definitely when the post game gets up there, I'll get right to it. So if anybody sees the Coach Kelsey press game presser, let me know. I'll jump straight to it. We can all watch it together. Let me make sure all my settings are right. So when we get started, it'll go right to it. Boom. Boom. Right, we're just making sure everything's legit. Yeah. Okay. And I'm talking to you from like when teams are fast and fundamentally sound, it's the most frustrating thing. You want to cry. You want to absolutely cry. Don't use the word no, Andrew, please. Don't use the word no. Use limited, use basic, use two-dimensional. Two-dimensional. When they add ball pressure, take away your backdoor cuts. I mean, we're getting scouted out good, but only certain rosters can do to us what Duke did. But there's about 15 of those rosters out there that can do it to us and will do it to us. That can take that much away. So here's the problem, y'all. Hold on. Anthony, I would love to have the dog conversation, the recruiting dog conversation. But you'll turn a dog into a puppy if you let him get away with certain things. If you let guys get away with getting blown by or getting hung up on screens, you make them stop chasing screens. Dog or no dog. I have to know if I make the mistake, no matter how good I am on offense, if I make certain mistakes, I'm coming out the game. I told everybody, I don't mind our rebounding strategy if you can do it in big games. But tapping the ball to teammates is putting the ball in a lot of jeopardy. I'd rather have 5 guys, but you do that when you recruit kind of a undersized, perimeter-orientated team, which is what we are. And outside of Michael Brown, we can't dribble past guards. And Michael Brown even struggled getting around guards. I mean, he got fouled twice, and he if he had 6 drives to the basket, I would say he got fouled twice, 4 free throws. He fell on the ground probably 3 times, waiting for the call. He couldn't really get around his guy. Hit the 3-pointer. Michael couldn't get around his guy. Conwell, it's not really his game to get around his guy too much, but they were struggling. Like, again, kudos to Duke. They're a tough defensive team. Yes. We do need like I said, we don't have to turn into 80s Akeem versus Patrick Ewing. We don't have to get there with it. Is it live now? Hold on. Let me see if I can refresh. Okay. I'm going to go find it. Let me open up my Twitter. If Coach is going. Thank you. Okay. Y'all let me know if the sound is okay when I play it. Let me get this off of here. Give me about 10 seconds so we can get it going. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's do it.
Got our butt kicked. It's about the extent of my statement. I don't have much else to say other than it was a butt kicking. Credit Duke for that.
It's
Every
very
metric that you would look at that speaks to a butt kicking. That's what the stat sheet says.
How's the sound?
They got 47% of their misses. They were plus 21 on the backboard. They were the aggressor. They imposed their will at the basket in the paint. I think we were 5 for 21 from 2. Credit them. It was a butt kicking. All we can do is dust ourselves off and run back to work and use this as something that helps us get better. But Duke was the aggressor. They were the tougher team tonight, and we got our butt kicked. Credit them. Nah, nothing. It's a beautiful day in North Carolina. Flight was on time, 53-minute flight. Boom, got to the shoot. Everything was extremely efficient. We got 4.5 hours off our feet. Nothing to do with it. Got our butt kicked. Yeah, he wasn't the only one. We all struggled. We all struggled tonight. You credit Duke for that. I will always say that. Everybody struggled. Everybody, top to bottom.
Why?
Top to
struggle?
bottom.
Why?
So you go all the way down the list. They play better than us. I can't really find. There's not many bright spots, to be honest with you. It's always tough when the wound's fresh and you don't have an opportunity to watch tape. Sometimes you say to yourself, it's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems. But as I sit here, just walking out of that locker room and walking off that floor, we've all got our freaking butts whooped before.
I need some whys.
We got our freaking
What's the plan?
Whooped. You get your butt whooped and you're on the ground, you got to freaking get up and fight. We had an opportunity to do that in those 40 minutes that we played out there at Cameron on that floor. We can't get that opportunity back. But we got an opportunity on Saturday, and at this point, getting our team ready for that one is all that matters. It's got to. I mean, you saw what I saw out there. Got our freaking butts kicked, man.
Appreciate it, Jake, but I can't go
Measuring
hard.
stick, where it is, like
Hope my
we did
dentist
a
isn't
reality
watching.
check out there tonight. Credit them. Butt kicking. Measuring stick, but it just butt kicked. So I think so. You know, I don't know for sure. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't know. He's getting better, and you know, we're hoping he's getting close. I got no other update other than that, but we think he'll be back soon. That's all I got. I'm being honest. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I felt like, you know, in that second half last couple weeks ago, they really beat us from the perimeter. You know, like they really.
If we had Enoch, he'd be letting Enoch
attacked
shoot
us
more threes.
Point of attack on middle ball screens, getting downhill, putting like just their guards really attacked us, and that was, to me, the story of the game in the last game tonight. Man, they attacked us from everywhere. They attacked us at the pipes, you know, down around the blocks, around the rim, high lows, and then offensive rebounds. Like, I like to call it how it is, and I got nothing else to say other than, you know, they were the aggressor in every facet. Yeah. Do I feel like our physicality wasn't there? Yeah, they were much more physical than we were. There's no question about that. You said it exactly right. It just is what it was. I saw it, you saw it. That's obviously unacceptable, and we have to respond to that. That's all we can do. All I can do is answer the question and be honest. That's what I felt. And I'm the coach. Like I'm in charge of all that. So, you know, I'm not like deflecting
Yes.
and saying that guy wasn't tough that way. Like, I'm the coach. I'm in charge of all that. So I accept full responsibility for that.
I could agree.
Do everything in my power to make sure that we respond the right way and that doesn't happen the next time. Yeah. I felt like maybe after, I gotta watch the tape, but I feel like
I don't
after
know.
our initial action where
I thought I called it.
Because that's what you do. You want to try to gain advantage in basketball. And maybe when that first advantage, you know, wasn't what we liked or it disappeared quickly, instead of, you know, continuing to, you know, to play together, to get to the next action, we kind of like shot some panic shots and some bailout type shots. I felt like instead of just continuing to try to generate the next advantage, I don't know. That's all without watching the tape. So it's hard for me to say. You credit Duke for their defense, which was really good tonight.
Yep.
You know, they played really hard. They played really hard, you know, in the last game as well. But, you know, I felt like, man, they were locked in. They were like two places at once. Felt like there was 6 of them out there at certain times. So. All right. Thank you.
Why? I'm explaining to you.
Shout out State of Louisville. You're popping up in the algorithms. I feel you. Wait. I said takes him off of Duke's. You misquote me. That's a dangerous thing. I didn't say take them off the team. I said none of them stand out. I don't think so, Andre. I think this is a good road team. I think okay. Okay. We go through this all the time, people. The things I look at, were they prepared to play from the beginning? Yes. They were playing hard. They were cutting hard. They were getting good shots, getting good looks. Were they ready to play from the beginning? Yes. Was it working? Yes. What happens, though, is once you start substituting, once you start getting a little fatigued, once you start dealing with the consistency of Duke's good passing and good shots, you start to fall behind. The fundamental Duke getting good 3-point shots, good defensive shots. Listen, number 3 was getting open shots. It wasn't like the other players were doing phenomenal things. They were hitting their open shots. They were going to the basket, rebounding, tipping the ball in. I didn't like, those aren't outstanding plays. That's just a good, fundamentally sound team. Good, tall, long, good passing. It's not a juggernaut. Their passing is what makes them a juggernaut. Their team chemistry, their unselfishness, their fundamentals is what makes them a juggernaut. Not some dudes just blowing around us, dunking. Cam Boozer is the shit. But he facilitates so much around the team. A good passing team, a good unselfish team. But see that the Henry, the part about that conversation is that's the makeup of this team. That is when you say stop having too many guards, that is the philosophy going into the season. If we were going to play through Madefortheville, we would have spent the preseason and the beginning of part of the season getting him comfortable with getting some buckets around the basket. Every 6'11" guy should be somewhat efficient around the basket. Somewhat. Mike and drill. Jump hook, left hand or right hand. Madefortheville and Ali Khalifa, this offense is designed. You can't redesign the offense. You can't redesign this offense this far into the season. Now, when we get to the end of the year, we can go into the philosophy of Coach Kelsey. We can go into the, what parts developed, what parts didn't, and what parts are recruiting. But they capitalized through simplicity. Ask anybody who's ever played. They got pushed around early until they learned how to be physical. Okay, perfect example. Chucky Hepburn. Chucky Hepburn was not strong, but he knew how to play on balance. He knew how to use. Actually, last game, Michael Brown had one of the best post-up postures than anybody on the team. But even if Fru came to this team from Germany, not having much of a back to the basket game, in the college sport, you're going to have to be able to score efficiently around. You got to get easy buckets in the college game at this level. I mean, the danger is you'll end up, like you said, culture is good. Togetherness is good in the Middle Earth games. But these are the games. They look the same. They all look the same. You can't say Frew is only soft against good teams and say he's soft. Frew looks tough against most teams. Most of our guys look tough against teams where we're equally yoked. We don't get the soft cheers until we play top 10 teams. That's when it looks soft. But I'm telling you, it's not physically soft. It's fundamentally soft. Unless you had a coach teach you how to move somebody, teach you how to box out. Stop letting people lob the ball over your head. Get low, back up into their lap. That's technique. Ask anybody who's done anything physical, how much is technique? Because everybody want to play hard. Everybody thinks they're playing hard. Yeah, over the course of the game, to me, I expected this. I thought the fundamentals would show. James Scott caught lobs. See, that's when I'll play that game. I'll play the game of concern when I say, okay, James Scott, Noah Waterman, Jason Pryor, Frank Anselm eBay, Kenai Ruth should have something around the basket. He should have something around the basket. So just efficiency around the basket is one of those, like, if I'm doing I don't want to say an exit interview, but like the end of the year exit interview at all professional organizations. When I do the exit interview, I'm going to say, okay, let's say we're doing an exit interview, right? And I ask, because I want everybody to answer this. If we're doing an exit interview, and in the shortest way possible, if I say, what do you think? I'm talking to Coach Kelsey, and exit interview, end of the year, however it pans out. What do you think was the biggest issue that needs to be fixed in the offseason? I'm asking the chat. What do you think is the biggest issue that needs to be fixed in the offseason? What do you think during the season cost us the most games? What do you think cost us all our quote unquote prime time games? But see, No, never mind. Keep going. I'm reading them all. More team chemistry. That's probably the thing that needs the least improvement in my opinion. But I feel you. Better balance on offense. You mean like less 3-pointers? What scares me when you say pure athleticism, halftime adjustments. See, what scares me is I don't think there's much you could have did in the game to change this outcome. I don't think there's much you could have done in the game to change this outcome. I think you lost this game. I think you lost this game in the preseason and the first 5-6 games of the year. Once our guys started getting blown around and there wasn't instant substitutions on defense, that's when you start losing this game. When you didn't force Sananda to get more comfortable with his back to the basket in the early season and preseason, that's where you lost this game. Posture lost this game. Posture and fundamental defense has been losing most of the game. Fundamentals around the basket, fundamental posture on defense. Triple threat position, that type of stuff. That's what lost this game. And don't worry, Dr. Nunley. I'm just having a couple sips. I got an appointment tomorrow, good people. So, I can't go too hard. We need to, you say needs to get some post presence. And I have to respond by saying we need to focus on our post presence development. I mean, unless you get a guy that's just already, you can go get a 6th-year guy that's already a post player and a grown man. But the problem is our offense will have that guy out on the perimeter too much. Javon Hadley has been, for the majority, our post guy. And he's not a natural post player at all. Tracy, who are you talking about? Athletic and can finish around the rim. Are you talking about is he talking about Case and Pryor? Tracy, he in the doghouse. that boy Case and Pryor's in the doghouse. I think that's who you're talking about. Yeah, he's on the bench, but he did at the beginning of the year last year he tore his ACL. He's been playing a little bit, but he Every once in a while, he gets about 3-4 minutes a game. But for some reason, we can't really figure it out. He's in the super doghouse. No, dude, that's not an excuse. This is a basketball player telling you. If the dudes suck, I'm gonna say they suck. I can tell you how much how much potential Sananda Fruit has. I can say, hey, yeah, okay. If I went and got name your player, if I brought any player on here, they'd say the same thing. They'd say the exact same thing. They'd say, we're not. Somebody might say it harsher than me, but they'll say, we don't have the level of post presence we need. We should be getting more out of Kenai Root's athleticism. They're going to say the exact same thing. I thought so too, Tracy. I thought so too. Like I said, listen, and when you say out-coached, I'll say it wasn't the in-game out-coaching. It was the fundamental out-coaching. This game was out-coached, in the preseason. It was probably out-recruited a little bit too. Out-recruited and out-coached. He can coach. Listen, you don't put a record up like you did last year. You don't put, what are we, 14-5, 14-6? Like I said, okay. When Michael Brown's out, do you win 2 more games? Let's say Michael Brown doesn't miss. Okay, we went 4-4 with Michael Brown out, right? We go 6-2 if he's playing. Listen, I'm telling you, look, uninspired, you're learning what frustration looks like. You're learning when somebody smaller than you, looks better than you, looks bigger than you, you remember when Frew missed that shot and went down and gave up that and one? That's how fundamentals make you look stronger than people. That's why you see guys flexing. The guy gets the ball off the glass quick, gets the and one. That's efficiency around the basket taken very seriously. Are we in search of a big man whisperer? Yeah, Jason, because every win that's a strong win, you find a way to make it not a strong win. As long as I've been doing media, Jason, do you know every team we beat that's any good turns into sorry right after we beat them? Like how long do we do this? Goalpost moving media will do that to you. They will have you thinking there's 2 games a year in football and 5 games. The only games that matter are the 4 hardest games in a basketball season. Anything else is trash. Trash. What you want me to go get the whole schedule? Okay, at the time, did you think the Indiana win was good? Did you think the Cincinnati win was good? So you haven't thought any games this season was any good at the time? Or did they just became good or bad wins the second the buzzer went off? Let me see. Where did we start off? So Kentucky was no good, but you'll listen to how Kentucky's whole season's turned around. So Kentucky wasn't good. Cincinnati wasn't good. Indiana wasn't good. Memphis wasn't good. Cal wasn't good. So we don't care about teams that get better. Only the teams that we beat that get worse. I don't feel like going all the way to back here. Hold on really quick. Hold on. You see what I'm saying? Kentucky's peaking. So they were bad when we beat them. Then they're peaking now. So we don't get credit for beating a good team. Yeah, and Tracy, Cincinnati just went and beat like a top team last week. Tech is trash. Like I said, yeah, everybody's trash after you beat them. That's a saying we always use. Oh, no way. No way, William. Listen, William, what you're saying could be true, but Michael, speaking from a career point of view, he got to get out now. He got to get out quick. I mean, what did he go? What did he go? 1 for 13? 1 for 13? Couldn't really get around this guy. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael, career-wise, he got to get out of there. Yeah, like if I was doing end of the year evaluation, not that we're at the end of the year, yeah, I would say, hey, you're gonna need a functional post presence, and you're gonna need to develop your post presence, not just recruit all the way natural or already got it. I think Javon Hadley kind of already had, his style of play. I think he used it last year from the beginning of the season. Use it this year. We give him some isolations. I still hate how everybody don't. You know what I really get irritated about? We make the easiest layups look so difficult, don't we? We make the easiest layups look like the toughest shots in the world. That absolutely drives me insane. And then when we miss them, I'm like, this is why we're not going to the line. If y'all listen to the show today, at the end of the show, I'm like, if you pump fake somebody and avoid contact, those got to be instant benchings. Kentucky beating Tennessee makes us look cheekish. So what about us beating Kentucky? But yeah, missing layups drives me crazy. Not because we missed the layup, it's because we're avoiding the contact on the missed layup. We're supposed to create contact and finish through the contact. The other day, when Adrian Woolley was on that fast break with 17 for Virginia Tech, and he just exposed that basketball like he did, I'm like, that's poor standard there. Hold on. I did a poor job. Jake, Andre, appreciate that. So you're not a fan, huh? You're not a fan. At least admit that he can coach some things. You've seen coaches that truly can't coach. You listen, you can say he needs to improve here and here, but you don't have the record you have if you absolutely can't coach. He needs to improve in certain places. But if it's 0 to Rick, then what are we doing? If he's 0 to Rick, what are we doing? If you say he can coach and he can get us in the tournament, he can get us a game or two, but he's not a championship level coach, that's a normal opinionated statement. But like I said, if you 0 to Denny, if you 0 to Rick, if you 0 to Izzo, if you 0 to Coach K, it's like, yeah. Put him next to those guys who can't coach. Either he can't coach or can't develop the way they do. And I appreciate you donate, but here's the thing. I got an appointment tomorrow. So my doctor, last time I went to see him, he was like, kind of lay off Marcus, but I'm like, doctor, I listen, Dr. Nunley, I hope you're not watching. I'll keep it really light. But normally, like I said, I do appreciate you donating, but I can't go extra hard tonight. I can't go extra hard now. I shouldn't even be doing this, but I'm not losing by 30 to Duke and not having a cocktail. Doctor, I'm sorry. I'm a human too. I am human. I'm only human. Okay. But I will say, with equal talent at his previous 2 places, he won conference championships and he had us in the ACC championship just last year. And then here you come. But last year, the ACC sucked. So if we got 17 teams in the ACC and you're in the championship with Chucky Hepburn, Terrence Edwards Jr. from JMU, Rain Smith from College of Charleston, like, you got to at least be fair. We took Hadley from Colorado, James Scott from College of Charleston, Rain Smith from College of Charleston, Chucky Hepburn from Wisconsin, Anselm eBay from somebody's, no shade, Anselm, no shade, Frank, from Georgia's bench. Who else? Noah Waterman from BYU, Cason Pryor from South Florida, and that team had you in the ACC championship, and Kenai Roots from high school. You were in the ACC championship. See, y'all don't give credit because you're spoiled, I think. Yeah, right. Noah from Syracuse, from Adirondack, New York, by way of BYU. My goodness. Who else do we have? Do we have another backup guard or something? I don't care what anybody says. ACC championship in the first year with those guys is tough to do. And you should have got spoon-fed a weaker opponent. Noah Waterman. People started saying he was soft, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. I mean, what else is he going to do? You got to have the ultimate confidence in your team. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It felt like we put too much, in Michael Brown returning. Okay, so perfect. Exactly. Last year was a mid-major conference. Now it's back to Power 5. Exactly. And I'm not saying your comment, I see your comment every year. Every year you have, you know what I see? You know where else I see that comment? In football. When Jeff Brom wins 10 games, he won 10 games because the ACC was down in football. When Jeff Brom wins 8 games or 7 games, it was because it's ACC is big boy football now. So listen, I feel you. I understand what you're saying. But if we do game watch film session, we can see, okay, so Sananda Fru has faced some physical big men on lesser teams. It don't mean his matchup wasn't a tough guy, and he attacks him. But when you get a tough guy with fundamentals, it makes you look soft to a spectator. I mean, I know what really getting punked looks like. Kenyon Martin didn't punk people with fundamentals. I know what getting punked looks like. And I know what getting bullied by fundamentals look like. And our teams get bullied by fundamentals. And once you get frustrated, you start doing dumb things that you would normally never do. Listen, I know what getting punked looks like. Kenyon Martin, even before him, Danny Fortson. Y'all remember him? You remember Brennan from Cincinnati? I know what physical bullying feels like, and I know what fundamental bullying looks like and feels like. Yeah, they were bullies, and here's the thing. He didn't really lean on the fundamentals too much. Huggins preferred the raw bullying. He preferred the raw bullying without the fundamentals. I mean, you've seen good teams with technique bully people. Run them out the gym. like you didn't see Duke with a lot of, other than my white guy getting on the bench trying to pump up the, or when he got the and one on the floor. If you look at that play, he got the ball up off the glass quick, got the and one, and all the other flexing and stuff made you feel like we got bullied. No, he did a fundamentally sound thing. He got the ball up off the glass quick. He boxed out. He got the and one. And then all the extra stuff and the flexing makes you feel like when you're sitting at home or when you're listening. That's why I went on my rant about the commentators of the game. They'll make you feel like, instead of the commentator saying that was just great execution and a late reaction that led to the and one, instead you say, that's just overwhelming, unstoppable bullying by whatever his name is. Steve Logan was just tough. I thought Kenny Satterfield was overrated. James White was stupid. Hops. That's stupid. But yeah, no. Listen, I'm not taking anything off of Coach Kelsey and the development, like from the coaches. I'm not taking anything off. I'm saying they're not soft. I'm saying it's like, have you ever seen somebody who's thinking too much? And then as a coach, you say, no, just go out there and run into something. Right? Just go out there and crash into something. Just go play hard. Don't worry about making mistakes. When you can't figure out why somebody's going around you, they're going around you because you don't have good, fundamental stance. Have you ever got schooled? Like, have you ever had somebody that you didn't think was more either physically dominant or just more athletic than you, just work you because they know how to move? We gotta do better with our posture. We can sign up for, I'll give you the clips if you want them. I'll give you the clips. If you're leaning on somebody and they spin off you and dunk it, it's not because you're soft. It's because you don't know that you can't lean on somebody with your upper body. It's just non-confrontational. What, you want them to fight? Rephrase that, exotic. So you like you thought the whistle was pretty fair? I like that. I do like that. I like that. I say it. I usually say that in a long roundabout way, but that's when I talk about the bench. I say if you let him play after he doesn't use the glass or doesn't jump all the way into the contact, if you let him do that, you are condoning and enabling. Yes, I agree with that 100%. I agree that there's been some condoning and enabling to some of our bad habits around the basket. 100%. Again, I'll also say there's a fine line between being a taskmaster. There's something to letting guys play free and confident, to sticking to the standards of fundamentals. There's a good gray area. So I can hear both sides of it. So is it only a bad style of basketball when we're missing the shots? Oh, I need somebody with better footwork. Too one-dimensional. I know what you're saying. I agree. Too one-dimensional. Yeah, Fareed, he was a motor guy. I don't think a motor guy is going to fix this. I think a strong base footwork guy who has done it at the highest of levels is needed. Bring him in as an analyst, like the football team does. Yeah, I need somebody that's 6, that's efficient on the block, that can get to the, one dribble. It shouldn't take more than 1 dribble, 2 dribbles max. When I see that 3rd dribble, okay, put it this way. When the ball goes around the basket, by the 3rd dribble, think about this. Nobody at a high level of basketball plays one-on-one where you can dribble more than 3 times. Most high-level one-on-one only has 2 dribbles in all of basketball, all of high-level basketball. When I see that ball get passed in to the paint and I see Fru or Khalifa, I see that first dribble and then I see that second dribble and I'm like, all right. If I see that 3rd dribble, I go straight like this. The 3rd dribble, I look straight at the bench. Any big man should never need more than 2 dribbles maximum. And if they can do more than 2 dribbles, it's because they're like your boy. What's your boy's name from North Carolina State that went on that run a couple years ago? What's the big man from North Carolina State? Big body. I'm not moving forward till y'all tell me what's his name. What's the big man? I wish this wasn't the best part of it. I wish the game was the best part, but I appreciate it. You needed a Gorgie. You needed a DJ Burns. You needed a Gorgie, and you needed a Montrez, and you needed a Shane. Gosh darn it. Thank y'all. Yeah. Where's your drop step? Our wings should be able to get in the lane on balance. I talked about it on the show today. DJ Burns. Yes. Sorry, guys. Thank you for bailing me out. Yep. But, Chris, I 100% agree with you. But again, when I spend, y'all make fun of me. Y'all make fun of me all the time. We have these night shows and we have these day shows, and I complain about, y'all say, oh, Sananda Fru had 18 and 12. And I was like, yeah, but he laid up, 4 baskets that he should have dunked. He finger rolled 2 more, and he barely dunked the other 2 to get his 18 points. And he hit 1 3-pointer. And I tell you, that's not going to work when we get to Duke. The layup won't go in if you don't use the glass when we play Duke. And it's going to look like we're soft when we play against Duke. Did you think he was soft when he dunked on Kentucky's big man? Did you think he was soft when he went down the lane, right hand, stuck his big long arm out and punched on his man? No, we don't think he's soft then. We only think he's soft when he looks fundamentally inefficient. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. You a damn lie. When you was watching that game and he got that loose ball and he dunked on Kentucky's big, you did not think, oh, he's still soft. That's not true. That's not true. Don't be disingenuous, please. When he dunked on Kentucky's big, you said he still saw. Well, that just means you hate him. That just means you never liked him from the beginning. You had somebody else we should have recruited, or you're waiting for Kelsey to fail. That's all it could be. He's made plenty of plays. I mean, you could even say he gets nervous in big games, but he's not soft. I think Samardo was a shiny new toy that people didn't know enough about. You know, like that's what helps you in the recruiting. You see, this is perfect. We just played with superpowers against UK. God, that sounds so perfectly 680-ish. Yeah, I mean that game, that was an anomaly. The UK game was an anomaly. You know, they just played way over their head. You know, that's not the team. Okay. Okay, so you were already that means last year, even when we won, what was our record last year? Somebody give me last year's record, please, please, please. Lovely Lady Lauren, do you have last year's season record on deck? I just want to say it out loud. So he sucked when he was winning Coach of the Year, but he won Coach of the Year because ACC was a mid-major. Cool. Imagine somebody doing that to you at your job. Imagine you get Employee of the Year at your job, and somebody says, well, you just got Employee of the Year because all the other employees in this whole building are shit. Wait, what? Yeah. Technically you're the Employee of the Year, but there's no employees that's worth a damn. So we're just going to give it to you. What if your wife said that to you? Is that instant grounds for divorce? If you said, baby, I'm trying to do what's best for this family. I work hard and I work 12-hour shifts. And she says, oh, you only get paid for 8? And it's like, well, I try to go above and beyond, and it might lead to a promotion, and it might lead to, the business growing and all that. And he said, oh, baby, I'm the Employee of the Year at my job. I'm moving up in the world. I'm doing things. Well, I mean, I've seen the employees that you work around. I mean, they all trash. They're just trash. So you got the Employee of the Year by default. What you just said to me? Don't make this turn into a Lifetime movie. You only got Employee of the Year because everybody you work with, all 115 of the employees is trash. Why you think I don't cook you no lunch? Why you think I don't make your lunch? When you actually do something worth an award, I'll make you some lunch. Moral of the story, people. It is not a good situation. It is not a good situation at the moment. We still have a lot of time to make a lot of judgments. It was not my intention to come in here and just point out everything negative about the team and the season. And I'm sorry if that's what you were expecting out of me, because Insert side chick. Is I don't view sports that way. I'm kind of like the SAT. You know how they talked about standardized tests, like you gotta like. You don't realize how dysfunctional a lot of people are. Did y'all see Bobby Hurley's interview the other day with his team? You don't realize you got to do a lot right to win 15 games. And I thought you, of all people, would understand the pain. I thought you, Louisville fans, of all people, would understand and appreciate. You can be mad about not beating a top 5 team and the performance. But if you just ignore all the wins and say, if you jump straight to, like, I love that. Well, Jeff Brom is 3-7 against top 5 teams. Fuck you. He's 3-7 against top 10. I coached at Purdue. I coached at Western Kentucky. Hell, I coached at Louisville. Yeah. He wins. Jeff Brom beats top 5 Miami, but because he lost to California, nobody cares that he beat Miami, who was in the championship, Marcus. Nah. What you got to say about that? You sound like the girl discredited my employee of the year. I'm Coach Brom. I just beat Miami. And I turn on the radio and you're talking about, okay, well, if he loses any other games, I don't care about injuries. I don't care if you lose the top. Look, I don't care if you lose 2 of the top 10 running backs in the country. You better win. I don't care if you lose Chris Bell to an ACL, who's a top 10 wide receiver in the country. I don't care if you found an ACC Player of the Year from Old Dominion. You don't get credit for your scouting. You don't get credit for no wins, nothing. All we care about is top 5 losses or just losses. All we care about is losses. Listen, stop playing. Stop playing. I swear to God, like, I thought it was a joke. I saw a comedian say it, or I saw a meme or a GIF or something, not a GIF, or something. I've told the story 30 minutes long about the difficulty of my week. And one name in that whole story was Jennifer. And Jennifer was the cash register lady at Wendy's. In my whole 30-minute story about how my week was. And at the end of the story, so who's Jennifer? I mean, this is hypothetically, of course. This is, back in the day when I was a kid, whatever. That's how y'all treat the coaches. You only care about Jennifer. Well, how do you know her name? When I was sitting in traffic, I just looked at the receipt and it just said Jennifer, on it, because she was the one who's, gives out the little whatchamacallit, Jennifer asks you to fill out the the thing so she can get, a raise at the job. What is it called? They ask you to fill out the survey. Yeah. Jennifer at the Wendy's window asked me to fill out the survey. That's why Jennifer was even a part of this story. You didn't care about none of my struggles during the week. Now I got to explain Jennifer and the survey that I looked at the stoplight. But it doesn't have to be all criticized. It can be some criticized, some props, some critique, some big picture. Jason, we did play the press conference, but to your credit, he just said we got busted in every way, shape, form, or fashion. Some people love hearing the coach say we got busted. Oh no, 100% hypothetical. There is no Jennifer. There is no Wendy's. I don't share my problems of my week because it's gonna get turned back around on you anyway. Listen, people, I got a dentist appointment tomorrow. I'm sure my dentist is watching tonight's show. He's gonna be mad at me because I'm not supposed to be drinking the night before my dentist appointment. I gotta get out of here. For those who know, you can chill. You can rock out with me. You know how this works. Appreciate you, good people.
From the 502, where we rep it true. Cardinal red, black and white, that's our crew. Ballin' hard on the court, scoring touchdowns too. Louisville's finest, we're coming through. Young center pack, freedom, all memories. Gridiron legends, Cardinal legacy. From Muhammad Ali to Lamar Jackson's fleet, we put on for the city, can't you see? Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Derby City flow, Southern hospitality. Slugger feel the church, or we got duality. BB and who, we the real Kentucky. Cars fly together, that's our reality. From the west end to the east, Cardinal pride don't never cease. Throw your wheels up, let them know. Louisville's here to run the show. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the ceiling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, history in the making. Made for the Ville, yeah, we built different. L's up high, keep 'em raised to the feeling. Cardinal Nation, feel the ground shaking. Made for the Ville, Louisville taking over.